Hey everybody, Lee here, and welcome back to another episode of Friendly Fish Keeping. Today's episode, I wanted to showcase the 55-gallon African claw frog tank. It's actually my OG tank, original first tank before all my other 8 or 9 fish tanks. And yeah, just wanted to show it off today. It's a little different from my other tanks, as you can see. We got plants on the top, live plants, and then fake plants. So, a bit of a hybrid tank, and I will explain why. I actually got this tank back in 2021. Currently have 2 African clawed frogs, whose scientific name is Xenopus laevis, who I have named Lola and Yumyulack. Now, I got Lola at 2 years old back in 2022, so she's about 6 years old now. I actually ordered Lola online from a company in Florida called Xenopus Express, and they actually specialize in the breeding and selling of African claw frogs. Now, Lola came in this container seen here, and she just flew in overnight, which was kind of neat, but she arrived safely and perfectly healthy, and we added her to the tank. Yumyulack I got as a small baby frog from my local Country Max. That was back in 2022, so he's pushing 4 years old. Now, these 2 were not the original inhabitants of this tank, and in fact, I used to have 2 different clawed frogs and a paradise fish that lived in here, and their names were Powder, Columbo, and Sandy. Sadly, that trio has passed away at this point, but I need to give them a tribute, because if I never got them, I would have not gotten any of these tanks, wouldn't have started this channel, I likely would have not gotten into this hobby, and wouldn't be making this video. Now, I've learned a lot about fish and frog keeping over the years, and I feel like maybe if I knew what I know now, those guys would still be here. I mean, that's the thing with this hobby. You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to learn from those mistakes, and that's the only way you're going to get better. Now, this tank here is a hybrid of fake and real plants and PVC pipes, and it's designed that way with safety of the frogs in mind specifically. Again, this tank is a hybrid of real and fake plants, and has very light PVC pipes for caves, which they like to hide in. While the look is not as natural as my other tanks, it has been keeping Yumyulack and Lola safe since 2022, and they seem to be thriving in the tank and having a good time. Now, as far as the substrate goes, I don't have one. African clawed frogs love to ingest things in their mouths, so either a fine sand substrate is good, or a bare bottom tank. If clawed frogs ingest a large pebble or, a large piece of substrate, they can get impacted and they can die from that. Sand looks better and is still probably fine to use, but if you're paranoid like me and you want to be super safe, having a bare bottom tank is the way to go. Having a bare bottom tank allows me to siphon up waste very easily, and I can see when the tank is getting messy and when it's time to do a water change and do some vacuuming. You want to get that waste out of there. You want to keep that water clean. Although I will say, by only having 2 frogs in a 55-gallon tank, it stays pretty clean most of the time. Now, the PVC pipes provide hiding places for the frogs, but you do want to make sure that they're big enough that the frogs won't get stuck in them. I've had frogs go under these pipes, but since they're pretty light, they can just push them out of the way so they never get stuck. If you plan on keeping African clawed frogs, lids are strongly recommended. You also don't want to fill your water to the top of the aquarium, as these guys are escape artists and will jump out. You'll want your water to be about 7 to 12 inches deep, although mine could be better. It's about 16 inches, but I also have a lid. Keeping the water shallow not only prevents them from escaping, but it also allows them to get to the surface easily for air. When it comes to temperature, African clawed frogs thrive at about 68 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, so room temperature is usually pretty good. My tank stays about 74 to 75 degrees. I do have a digital thermometer on the side of the tank, which is pretty accurate, so that helps me just make sure temperatures are staying consistent. As far as feeding goes, bloat is a real issue with African clawed frogs, so I try to feed them every other day. I'll usually just give them earthworms like once a week and then Reptomin the rest of the week, but they can also eat small feeder fish, frozen brine shrimp, or live shrimp. I mainly just do earthworms and Reptomin, and that seems to have been working for years. But a varied diet is always going to be better and a lot more enjoyable for them. As far as plants go, I tried a couple different things with this tank. I used to have aquatic plants, but the frogs would use their claws and rip them up. They'd shred them, so I ended up just replacing them with plastic plants. I tried putting pothos in the aquarium as a nitrate absorber, which worked, but the roots would grow long, and I was afraid that the frogs were going to get stuck in them. I didn't want them getting caught in the vines or the roots, so I took that out. I did some research and found out that Lucky Bamboo is actually a powerful nitrate absorber, and I did decide to put a few stalks in. I just wanted to see how it would work, especially with low light, and it actually seemed to work quite well for a couple of months. I started to see nice orange roots were coming out, and there were new shoots coming out of the bottom of the stalks, so I knew they were growing well. Since a few of the stalks actually worked out, I decided to go to my local hardware store. I went to Lowe's, and I found a whole bunch of Lucky Bamboo on sale, so I bought a ton of them. I bought like 30 plus, I think I bought more than that. I think there ended up being like 40 stalks of Lucky Bamboo, but I only needed 30. So after purchasing the Lucky Bamboo from the store, I brought them home and I removed them from the tacky little pots that came in. Now the bamboo comes in a mixture of soil and fake gravel, which is glued together. It's kind of weird, super fake, super tacky. So in order to get to the roots, I did have to take a hammer and just smash all that to bits, which was very satisfying to do. Once I got all that off, I rinsed the roots off with water, as I wanted to make sure there was no fake gravel or any soil that got into the aquarium, as we definitely don't want any frogs ingesting any of that. I put 15 stalks in each side of the tank, and I also purchased these Lucky Bamboo holders from Etsy. The brand specifically is called Potho, and they sell all kinds of houseplant holders, so you can grow plants immersed out of your aquarium. But yeah, I put the 30 stalks in the tank, and now not only does it look super cool, it brings a natural look to the tank, and it's going to help keep the water clean, nitrates down, and with only 2 frogs and an army of Lucky Bamboo, the nitrate levels are looking pretty low, so who knows? Maybe another frog or two could be added in the future. I also added some fake lily pads that I got off Amazon, and the frogs seem to enjoy hiding underneath them, and it's kind of funny because they think nobody can see them, even though everyone can clearly see them through the glass. But that's okay, you know, it provides them cover. It blocks the light, so it's not so bright. You know, I think they do enjoy a little shade, and it just makes them feel safe. So if you're ever interested in getting an African clawed frog, I would recommend just keeping them in a species-only tank. General rule for these guys is about 10 gallons per frog. I would also suggest a low flow filter, as high flow can stress them out. There is a fantastic YouTuber named The House of Frogs and Dogs, link posted below, that has very detailed videos on how to take care of these guys, so I would check out her page if you're interested. But yeah, there you have it. It's a neat little hybrid tank. Seems like a little Lucky Bamboo frog paradise. And like I said, I know it's not as flashy as my other tanks, but if they're happy, then I'm happy. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase. If you did, hit that like button, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you later.